Okay, so for the other lesson in Chapter 17, we're talking about what solid figures look like from different angles. These are called views. So we're going to talk about what three-dimensional shapes look like when we look at them from the front, from the side, and from the top, and we're viewing them as two-dimensional shapes. Some of the directions here are going to tell you to draw things. If you are using Google Documents and you're typing your answers out, you do not have to draw and take a picture and upload. You can do that, and you can submit, or you can add pictures to your Google Documents. That is an option. You can also just simply write, using words, what the view would be. I'm going to use words to describe things in this video. So you've got the choice. I don't care which way you go. On the tests, I'm reasonably certain you don't have to draw any. But if you do, you'll probably have to describe them using words, because the test is going to be like the Chapter 15 test was. It'll be a Google quiz, and it'll be half multiple choice, half short answer. So I don't know how I'd have you draw something using that. It'd probably be easier to just describe what you're seeing. So we're going to be using the book to talk about this again. So page 502, if you happen to have yours. If not, I've got you covered. Here's a picture. So page 502, we're talking about views. So the first activity, which we're not going to do, but we'll talk through it. Okay. If you put a box of cereal and you grabbed one, you sat on the table, and it said, look at the top of the box. So I'm saying stand up and look directly down at the top of the box. What shape do you see? I'm hoping that you're telling me a rectangle. It would be a relatively short, wide rectangle at that. Okay. Now it says to look at the front of the box. So again, I don't want you looking like down at the front of the box. I want you to get, put your head directly in front of the box so that all you can see is the front. What shape do you see that you could draw? A rectangle that is quite a bit taller than it is wide. And then it says look at the side of the box. So again, go to the side of the box and put your head on the same level as the side. I don't want you looking down at it, up at it, at an angle at it. I want you looking directly at just the side. You would see a very skinny, very tall rectangle. We can use views to identify three-dimensional shapes without actually having the three-dimensional shape in front of us. So this first example, at our top view, we're shown we've got ourselves a square, and we can see a bunch of things coming to meet in the middle of the square. What that means is that the faces, the sides of this thing, all are coming together to a single point. We can see that happening. That's why all those line segments come in and meet in the middle of the square. Directly from the front, all we see is a triangle, and directly from the side, all we see is a triangle. So what shape has a square on the bottom, everything comes to a point, and its sides are triangles? It's a square pyramid. So these are the three views of a square pyramid. Now flip to 503. Okay. And actually, we're not going to talk about these because we don't have access to centimeter cubes. And that's not a problem. So I invite you to pause the video. I'm going to, again, do the practice solutions on this video with the notes. And the practice is the bottom of page 503. It's numbers 1 to 6. So I invite you to pause the video and unpause it when you're ready to hear the solutions. So for number 1, it says the yellow face is the top. Draw the top view. So if you're drawing it, you'll have to actually draw that shape. If you're just going to use words to describe it, you would say the top view is a triangle. The green face is the front view. This is number 2. Draw the front view of the prism. Again, if you're drawing it, you've got to draw it. If you're just using words, you could say the front face is a rectangle, or rather the front view. And for number 3, the side view. Again, if you're drawing it, you must draw that shape. But if you're using words to describe it, you would just say the side view is a rectangle. For 4, 5, and 6, we are asked to name the figure based on its views. So number 4, from the top, we have a rectangle. From the front, we have a rectangle. And from the side, we have a square. That means we are looking at a rectangular prism. Okay, we know it's not a pyramid because we don't see all those lines coming together in the middle of the top view. And that's how we would know we have a pyramid instead of a prism. It is not a square prism. Those are not a thing. A square prism is a cube, and all of the views have to be squares for that to be the case. This is a rectangular prism. For number 5, our top view is a circle with the center. So we can see the center as well as the edge of the circle. That's important. Our front view is a triangle, and our side view is also a triangle. This is showing us a cone. If you look straight down onto a cone, you would see the edge of the circle at the bottom, but you could also see the vertex, which is that point, the center. You would not see anything coming up to make that vertex like you do in a pyramid because these aren't polygons coming together. It's a single curved surface. So all you can see is that point. And number 6, our top view is a triangle. Our front and side views are rectangles and squares. This is very similar to what you did in reverse for numbers 1, 2, and 3. Number 6 is a triangular prism.